Hello gardening friends, welcome to Backyard Basics. I'm John Dromgoole. Well, so a lot of gardeners are starting new gardens, and the soils around here are tough. There are many different types of soils, but they all have one thing in common, and that is they benefit from compost. Now, my favorite type of compost is the one that we make at home. This is a leaf mold compost together with some food scraps, and it's just a beautiful material to work into the garden, and it's alive. And so what we're going to do is take the native soils and change them. The clay soils take a while. They're really tough to change, but if you give it some time and you work it, you can make that change also. It's the organisms that's in the compost that will help loosen up that. And it's also the use of gypsum that will help open up those heavy soils too. So you can do it even though you have the heavy soils. It's time that it takes to do this. And I'm talking about 3 to 5 years. It really does. Nature took millions of years to get it in the shape that you find it, so it's going to take you a little while to improve it and get it back in good shape. But you can do it. Don't give up on it. Also, the sandier soils in the area just drain so well that it's tough to garden in. So once again, we use the compost in there to hold moisture and nutrients in place. As dry as it's been, you need to be able to hold any nutrients in place there, and you do that, and moisture, you do that with some good compost. It's the compost that you make at home. I just want to make sure that we understand that. There's nothing wrong with the other composts, but you're recycling when you do it this way. And these oak leaves, a lot of people ask about oak leaves breaking down. They do break down. You got to just give them a little bit of time. So the compost is the first thing to work in. But after a while, you need to use the mulch on it too. And then finally you make a compost tea. Now the mulch on top is the way nature would work actually. So once we blend in some compost into the soil, I prefer to do it by hand, but a little tiller at first may be very beneficial because it's tough to get those first gardens going. And then after that, you back away. You don't need to own a tiller either. Just rent one for the day or borrow one from a friend. You know, if you're bringing in a tiller, make sure it's clean because harmful nematodes can come in on the soil on these things. So make real sure that if a tiller comes in, that there's no soil on it. Or you're going down the hill backwards now, bringing in the wrong kind of life to the soil. Speaking of life, you're going to find earwigs, you're going to find grubs, you're going to find a whole bunch of other critters in there, and that's all right. Don't worry about that. They're not harmful, and so and they're part of the decomposition of the organic matter there. Also, that the use of rock phosphate is very good. The bone meal is very slow to be available, and rock phosphate is this powder right here. Now, you don't blend it into the whole garden because the alkaline conditions in this area will help it, it will keep it from being available to the plant. So as I do the transplant, I put it directly on the hole there and then put that right on top of the rock phosphate, and the carbonic acids in the roots will make it available. You don't have to worry about the alkalinity. And in the beginning, there are products out there that have a big array of beneficial organisms in there, and that's something you might consider to get down the road much more quickly. Take the compost, make a good compost tea, finally begin to use that as frequently as you can, 2 weeks, maybe once a month, longer. But these are the steps to changing the soil in your home garden so that you'll be successful in your garden season. For Backyard Basics, I'm John Dromgoole. I'll see you next time.